Today at Psychotech Labs. What we're going to do, we're going to go through this thing. You see that? This is not period correct. It's a bunch of crap somebody seemed to have cobbled together on the King circuit. We do have some issues with the King circuit. Okay. You see that choke that's burnt? That don't go there. That's right on the output side of the finals. So, yeah, you can see it's burned up. That choke looks like the kind of choke you'd use to filter the audio in your radio. So if you have alternator noise bleeding in, that's the kind of choke you'd use to filter like alternator noise out. So we're going to go in and cut out everything that didn't come from the factory. Then we're going to start pursuing that voltage issue again. But first, I definitely want to do some cleanup on aisle 5. Catch me later. We're going to get to cutting. Okay. This crap was parasited onto the King tube. And that burned up choke was connected to the output of the finals. Yeah, that's the same kind of choke that you would use to put in the 12 volt power circuit for a mobile radio that's having stuff bleeding into the audio like an alternator line. You'd use this. You don't put that on the output of the final section. As you can see, it burned it up. Yeah, that could also damage the tubes, reduce the power. God knows what somebody was thinking when they were doing this kind of crap. But you've already seen from previous videos on this repair that some people like to get creative. Okay, that crap's cut out of there. We're going to go through the King circuit now, make sure it's all factory specs, and then we're going to pursue that high voltage leaking. Hey, you never know, cutting this stuff out, geez, might make it work better. Wow, catch me later. Alright, so we're going to go through the driver stage and find out why it's not really putting out any power. We've already tested it, and when I key it up, it has high voltage up to the top of the tubes. Alright, that's a good thing. Yeah. So now we got to measure the power going in to the tube. There again, we're going to take and hook up our DC watt meter, and it's on the 30 watt scale, I believe. Yep, 30 watt scale. So we're going to connect that to the cathode of the tubes, which is your input. All right. So we're plugged into the cathode of the tube, and okay. So we're using their 2-stage switch. So we're on low power on this 2-stage switch, and we got the voltage on low, I think. And the voltage is on high. Put the voltage on low. I gotta flip this switch around. It's freaking ass backwards. It's so counterintuitive. It's crazy. Okay. that looks not good. Let's try that again, shall we? Hello, hello. Audio. Hello. Audio. 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 20-watt scale, we ain't getting crap for amplification. Getting better. Hello, hello. Audio. So, you can see that meter. Get audio. Going up a little. Audio. Audio. Hey, we're getting some power out now. Audio. 20-watt scale is still pathetic. Audio. Audio. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call that a day. We're getting a little more power out of it. I'm going to go through some more stuff. Anyway, it seems to be working okay. It just doesn't want to put out enough power out the drivers yet. Alright, catch me later. Psychotech Labs, over and out. So in the last video, I just wanted to clarify something. Okay, when we were tuning the drivers, we had this meter hooked up. This meter was just measuring the wattage going to the cathode input of the tube. The meter I was actually looking at to do the tuning was that meter right there. So we were tuning actually with this DOSI on the 20-watt scale. And we were getting some power out of the drivers, but not very much. And we weren't getting more than a couple of watts, if that was, let me see. We were going up to about there. So, looks like we were putting out not even quite a watt going into the drivers. So we're going to go ahead today and we're going to trace that out, because we want, you know, we should be getting the same wattage into the driver as what we're putting out on the pass-through. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and tear some stuff apart, check it out, and see if we can find out why it's not pumping in there very good. We do have an input tune that needs to be probably set. That'll probably help. So, catch me later. Okay, some more tricks of the trade. So remember, this meter here, there's no antenna hooked to it, just the input. The input is getting its power from the cathode of the tube, pin 3. Okay. It's going through this little pi network here. Little capacitor and a little coil there. So That's the input to the Pi network. When this relay is keyed, the input goes into the cathode of the driver tubes. So I needed to adjust that. Wanted to do it safely. So instead of having to key this thing up and everything, that's with my handy dandy little walkie-talkie up. Handy dandy little walkie-talkie has alligator clippies too. Alright, so we're clipped here. That's the input of this little Pi network. And then the power is going through the Pi network. Little adjustment there in the back. We've adjusted that. Okay. We still need to check the standing wave on the input side. But yeah, we've got a lot more power going into the drivers now, so I think it's going to put out a lot more power. So I think we're probably going to make a test here. I'm going to run some tests on the tubes with my good tube checker and go through it. Alright, catch me later. Okay, so what we've done, we have a walkie-talkie, we have the standing wave bridge, we have a watt meter over here. That's hooked to the cathode for the tubes. That walkie-talkie and the standing wave bridge is hooked to the input of that little Pi network. This is for the input tuning. So we've adjusted that for lowest standing wave. I don't still reach probably kind of high for most real states, but you got to remember we're just kind of jury rigged in there. So anyway, that should be good enough to run through. So anyway, we'll go ahead and test some tubes now, and then after that we'll take it for a little test drive. Catch me later. Okay, so we tested out the tubes with my super picky tube checker, and those two bad tubes of his that I put in there, it said they were real bad. So I didn't want to, but I took a couple of my backup tubes and threw in there. We're up to 400 watts of power now. Whoa, look out. Driver stage still ain't working good. It's just not putting out the power. So we'll have to go through and figure that out. Get a little more drive input. Should be good to go. I think we're going to wrap it up for the day. It's getting late. I still got to go get beer. So that's it for Psychotech Labs today. And we're going to bag it, tag it, get back to it tomorrow.